This is huge. Oda might have just spoiled the ending of the entire Elbaf arc, because while Luffy and the rest of the Straw Hats are looking to win this fight against Imu through Loki's legendary devil fruit power, Brook has gone missing trying to protect Gunko, who might not just be the princess of his kingdom that he was a bodyguard for, but she might turn out to be related to him.
What did he say?
Alright, before we get into that though, we do have to listen to oldhead Gaban's yap about what is going on in the Sun Realm right now, as he outlines the true goal of the Gods Knights. Other than Gaban and Chopper, remember that Hajrudin, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji have been in the Death Realm with Loki for quite some time. So they have no idea what the ruckus up top is all about. The situation right now is that there are 3 enemies. They plan to take 10 children from Elbaf to Mary Geoise. Why children? Well, it's for the party in the island. It's, you know.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Okay, seriously, they will be leveraged by the Celestials as hostages to force the warriors of Elbaf into becoming soldiers for the government. We already saw how much the giants value the lives of the kids, as they literally were okay with burning down the Owl Library, symbolizing their past in order to protect the children that represent the future. Six Sanji, since, you know, Loki is joining the Straw Hat soon and bro is getting demoted again. Anyway, he wonders how 3 humans could move 10 giant children all on their own, prompting Gaban to reveal that Gunko has a strange arrow ability which makes the kids follow a path towards the West Village harbor, unable to resist. If they board the ship, it's all over. Gaban also explains that Saint Diddy's thorns are strong as iron and can become transparent like baby oil. Since he has it wrapped around the kids, if they try to grab them, they will die. And on top of that, the last of the Gods Knights, Killingham, has made nightmares come true. The quickest way for the gang to resolve the situation is to take down the 3 Gods Knights with devil fruit powers. But it's not that easy, since they are all blessed by Imu's deep sea mark, with Gunko likely having an even higher tier mark, making them effectively immortal. As Zoro, Sanji, Hajrudin land on the Sun Realm, the gravity of the situation truly sets in as they witness creatures that are giant even by giant standards. And bro, is that Nika? Wait, hold up, I just noticed there's a Nika. Bro, remember in Elbaf, Nika is actually known as the god of destruction that's gonna destroy the world and remake it. So this makes sense that the kids are afraid of Nika in Elbaf, as he's the destroyer. The worst part about everything is relayed by one of Dorry and Brogy's men, Kashi. He says that their captains, 2 of the strongest giants in all of Elbaf, only second to Loki, are trying to kill Elder Jarul. Because remember, if the oldest giant is dead, then the authority to make decisions for Elbaf at the current moment would fall upon Dorry and Brogy, who are being controlled by Imu's Domi Reversi. To make things go from worse to completely hopeless, Kashi says that the kids may have already reached the harbor by now. Meanwhile, Sanji has 0 care for the kids or the fate of Elbaf. The only thing this dude cares about is the Huz. He asks, where is Nami-san and the rest? What do you mean, the rest? That's your crew. If you do not have titties, he does not care.
We don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
Kashi points towards the fire where Nami and the Straw Hats currently are, and it's likely that Sanji will burn the thorns that's trapping the other Straw Hats. Then we get the infamous Oda map showing where everyone is. You know the arc is about to get fire when we see this map, guys, right? Bro, I remember like 10 years ago when Dressrosa was airing weekly, they used to do that segment at the beginning of every episode for 5 minutes straight, showing everyone's location. Like, bro, nothing happened in those episodes, and they would spend 5 freaking minutes showing the map and where everybody is. Moving to the chapter, the kids are on their way through branch 8. Considering the situation, the kids are actually staying quite strong. Following the kids are the child rescue team led by Ripley, while Dorry and Brogy, along with the Domi Reversi giant warrior pirates, are on their way to Western Village to kill Jarul, who isn't running away, by the way. Instead, he wants to make an announcement to all of Elbaf first. Finally, we have Jinbei, Usopp, Nami, and Robin next to the library. Robin is shocked at the library actually burning down. Nami is trying to figure out a way to get rid of Gunko's arrows and Summer's thorns with baby oil so they can go help rescue the kids. Usopp is stuck as well, even though isn't this supposed to be his arc? Why is bro stuck, bro? How are you a spectator in your arc? Okay, on a serious note though, Usopp being worried for Dorry and Brogy suggests that he will have his moment helping his masters before the end of this arc. Instead of shooting seeds, he will upgrade to rocks probably. The biggest thing of note in this scene though is of course what Jinbei says. While everyone has been tied up by the Holy Knight's powers, Brook has gone missing and he must be up to something. Leaving your friends behind in such a dire situation means that Brook really had a crazy realization just now after seeing Gunko. In chapter 1146, he instantly clocked that Gunko was a god knight. None of the Straw Hats even knew that such a force even existed. This level of info is only supposed to be reserved to goats such as Deadbeat Dragon. Yet Brooks knew of them. Now remember, we actually don't know much about him other than his final years with the Rumbar Pirates. This man already looked like he was pushing 40 at that time. So he must have had a whole different life before all of that. We don't even know which island Brook is from. However, Oda has already given enough hints to piece together Brooks' secret past and why he is missing right now. First, we have to take a look at who Gunko is. In chapter 1149, while Colon is screaming for his father's life, Gunko gets a memory of someone screaming for her while she's happy with a man that has an afro who says that he wants to be a pirate. This is clearly Brook singing a song for a child Gunko. 56 years ago, we saw Gunko was already an adult and serving Imu at the flower room, meaning this memory happened over 60 years ago. Brook was born 90 years ago and he was part of a battle convoy of a certain kingdom. It's very likely that this kingdom was targeted for a hunt by the celestial dragons or suffered the same fate as Elbaf right now. Either way, Imu and the Holy Land wanted Gunko for one reason or another. Colon getting kidnapped while his father gets hurt triggered Gunko's buried memories because of how similar this was to her own past, hinting that maybe Brooks could even be her father, because why else would she see him in the memory? As soon as these memories started to surface, Imu didn't waste a single moment taking over Gunko's will instantly, similar to how Harold's will was corrupted. It's as if Imu felt like he was losing control of Gunko and he had to lock in. After this, nation likely fell and Gunko was taken. Brook then became a pirate while Gunko was in Mary Geoise, brainwashed to serve Imu personally. Now, why Gunko specifically? Well, it might have to do with her hair color, which is the same as the Nefertari families. What if Gunko is a descendant of Nefertari D. Lily? We already know Imu is obsessed with Lily, instantly game-ending Cobra upon just hearing her name alongside D. Her betrayal in spreading the poneglyphs around the world made Imu lose control, setting up the current events where Nika will overthrow him. Vivi was even among the ones Imu's knife fell upon in chapter 908. I can understand Poseidon Hajrudin, Blackbeard, Luffy, ones with power which could threaten Imu's rule. But Vivi, who isn't even a pirate, makes no sense. Then, during the reverie, she was held by Cypher Pole due to Imu's orders. Lily vanished 800 years ago on her way back to Mary Geoise. What if instead of dying at sea, she settled down in Brook's kingdom, and one of her descendants is now Gunko. Imu wanted her to serve in a way to gain back his control over Lily's betrayal. The more interesting thing here though is how Gunko is special even among the Holy Knights. She is the only one with heterochromatic eyes, a sign that her soul has been messed with, similar to Hakuba and Cavendish. Only 38 years ago was she finally part of the Manmayar family. Unlike the other Holy Knights, she gained the deep sea mark, which only the Gorosei are allowed to have. Not even the captain of the Holy Knights gets that privilege. And this mark is the reason for her unaging nature. Now, this connection of Gunko with Brook might be the answer to defeating Imu and Elbaf, and that's why Brook is missing in this chapter's recap. We all thought this was gonna be Usopp, sorry. Yeah, he's catching two strays in one chapter. Yeah, I don't care, bro. Gunko's connection to Brook doesn't stop there though. In fact, the first hint Oda gave us was her favorite song being a Soul King classic called New World. It's basically a song about Luffy's dream and how the Straw Hats have trained and are about to enter the New World after the time skip. It's a song about liberation at its core. So why would a brainwashed emu simp stand over this? Well, it has to do with the power of music, which in One Piece is framed as a precursor to liberation. Just look at Luffy's heartbeat, which is called the drums of liberation before he turns gear 5. Or the Nika dance with its ton-ta-ta-ta rhythm, which all the slaves such as Kuma dance to as a way to keep hope of freedom alive. Brook's music is like a needle which can pierce through even Imu's brainwashing. If we read the lyrics to Gunko's favorite song, things become even clearer. Now, the song is about Luffy, but reading some bits, it really reminds me of Gunko's situation, especially "kick the clock that has stopped," which Gunko could hear it as meaning her eternal youth being kicked out as Imu's control is also kicked out. It's about time we assemble. My friends are also quite villains. Whoever seems to be teamed up follow perfectly by the hand. Gunko is even holding Brook's hand in her memory while listening to this song. Now in Elbaf, they will once again hold hands and assemble. The biggest line though is when Brook says dreamers always struggle, because sometimes their dreams are out of reach. You have to battle your own demons in order to live through the days. Gunko will have to battle the demon controlling her in order to be free. The point I'm trying to make is that not only does Gunko like Soul King's music because of her connection to Brook as a child, but because subconsciously the real Gunko that's trapped yearns to be liberated, to see a new world after fighting through the demon that has invaded her mind. Brook has likely realized the true nature of who Gunko is. That's why he is missing and will be the answer to Imu's defeat in Elbaf. By the end of this arc, she will be turned towards the Straw Hat side, as I think that Gunko is the princess who must be liberated this arc. Meanwhile, Gunko is listening to Jarul's PSA that's blaring across all of Elbaf. He tells everyone the truth about King Harold's death, the betrayal by Imu, Loki's innocence. Everything is heard loud and clear. And now today, these three demons have appeared to subjugate Elbaf once more. He rallies all the giants, even speaking of the Harley mural, expanding on what the mural means by saying that the Harley prophecies speak of a great divide one day, likely the coming war against Imu. This is the start of it all. From this day forward, all of Elbaf will stand against the world government. We know how critical the giants are for Imu right now, especially with my goat monkey Debbie Dragon going full throttle against the world government, while Blackbeard, Zabek's son, is also on the move against the world. And now, officially, Elbaf has also declared war against the government. If Imu loses the giants here, Mary Geoise might really be cooked. But the ones who are about to get up though are none other than Domi reversied Dorry and Brogy. Why? Well, Zoro has a plan to defeat them, and we all know how busted Zoro's plans are, right? Right, guys? You guys remember that? Remember his 500 IQ plan from Dressrosa? Plan number 5, fly in the sky and chop him up? Fantastic plan. I think we are about to see something utterly dumb by this moss head again here right now in Elbaf. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. This chapter was just a recap chapter. This crazy recap chapter. I was so excited. Man, we're finally about to get out of the flashback. We're gonna see some hands being thrown, and then Oda hits us with 15 pages of, oh yeah, this is where everyone is. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week. No break next week. Bye bye.